This is the story of my 1961 baby blue electric Volkswagen Beetle. It seems that the local Rotary Club had spent a year renovating an old Beetle and then sold raffle tickets as a fundraiser. The tickets were 1 for $20 or 6 for $100. I bought 6, and lucky me, one of mine was the winner. The backstory is that the car had sat in somebody's garage for decades waiting to be renovated. By the time the Rotarians had acquired it, the car's nose was bent out of shape and it was literally stained with tears of loneliness. While the interior looked pretty good, the motor was in very poor condition. The car isn't particularly collectible, but it is considered to be an earlier model. Volkswagen made 21.5 million Beetles, and baby blue's serial number is 3,602,148. After a full year of hard work by volunteers, the car looked spectacular and was ready for delivery to me and my wife. Upon handing us the keys, however, the project leader felt compelled to warn us that while working on the car, it had once caught on fire. He insisted that we carry a fire extinguisher in the vehicle at all times. Well, this didn't sit well with my wife, who, after the club members left, informed me that we could not have a car prone to catching fire in her garage. I couldn't disagree with her logic, and since the car's 34 horsepower engine was also woefully underpowered, I began exploring alternatives. I remembered reading somewhere along the line stories about Volkswagens that had been electrified, and so began my deep dive into the prospects of electrifying baby blue. I even managed to meet with a fellow who had done the same thing with his and who was kind enough to let me drive it. He recommended that I contact EV4U, a company located near Mount Shasta that was founded by Richard Van Wy. Over the last 10 years, Richard and his team have converted dozens of cars, mostly Volkswagens, and become somewhat of an electrification guru. If you'd like to learn more, Richard has put a whole series of videos about electrifying cars online. I instantly liked and trusted Richard and was happy to send him a healthy deposit and plan my trip up to Mount Shasta. I knew this was going to be tricky because with its low-powered engine and a top speed of just 57 miles an hour, baby blue wasn't fit for freeway driving. Instead, my son Nathan and I mapped a route along only back roads. This was made more adventuresome by the winter's heavy rains. One road, in fact, was completely underwater and threatened to force us back home and end our story here. But that was not to be. Onward we made our way, finally meeting Richard in his shop where he let us personally inspect a couple of his other conversions. 2 months later, in much sunnier weather, Richard delivered baby blue back to me and she looked spectacular. Here's the motor compartment with its 3-phase AC induction electric motor. And this is under the front bonnet. The black box features modern lithium-ion fuel cells and a level 2 charge port. The car has a range of about 90 miles on a full charge. Inside, there's an intelligent meter that describes many things about the system, most importantly how much power you have used. This is essentially your gas gauge. How does it drive? It drives great. It's got so much pickup that you have to be careful not to stress the transaxle too much. It just gets up and goes. Where once the top speed was just 57 miles an hour, now the car easily goes 75 and probably much faster than that. And so that's the story of the 1961 baby blue Volkswagen Beetle that I won in a raffle from the local Rotary Club and later electrified. Thanks for coming along on this improbable journey with me.